Welcome, welcome. This truly is our final week of Full of Bats. Both of our university baseball teams did play their final game Saturday, but let's see how we got there. We start with Delta State and regionals, and we start with their departure to Florida. Anyways, right now, you're going to hear a horn in 5 seconds. The Devilettes are up over FAMU 40-31, 3-2-1 going into the half. There we go. Here in Clarksdale, where the Coahoma Community Tigers are starting off their season against East Central Mississippi Warriors. You hear that? We're ready to rumble. We're starting off the season. We're full pads, ready to go. You can always tell it's going to be a rowdy atmosphere when there's gear on the seats. The mantra tonight is Memphis, Memphis, Memphis. The real winner in today's Game 1 Super Regional from Starkville, softball fans. A softball is a game of 7 innings until the extra innings, but this game had 4 chapters. There was no runs and hardly any hits. They started off slow, if you can believe that, but they win today in Oxford at home to prove that they're the second best team in the SEC West. These two coaches, they go a ways back. They're more friends than foe, but they're opponents tonight. But as far as the weather tonight, the football gods have opened the skies and the conditions are good and fair, sir. What's something you're going to be looking for from a position group or as a whole, something you're going to be looking for April 9th?
Just making sure our guys understand the scheme. You know, we're not trying to come out here and beat each other up so they can be successful on the field.
I appreciate that, Coach. That's Coach Dancy, man. We're out here at spring ball, baby. So we'll be out here all morning from 5 to 7 when practice ends. They've relied on the offense and defensive line. This year, though, they rely on their skill positions, around the edges, moving the ball around. It wasn't decisive necessarily as it seems the end result was. That was back and forth early.
I was just about to say, Simmons finally giving up some points.
Yeah.
Finally giving up some points.
Yeah, finding my rhythm, getting out to the fields, getting out in the community. As the players and coaches find a rhythm, I think we're finding a rhythm on our own with how this goes. Patriots, they win the toss. They get nothing. Cowboys, they get something. CeeDee Lamb, we're going home on a walk-off into the bye week at 5-1. Cowboys, they test my anxiety and book it. Sanders making something out of nothing until he's locked up. I can't sing. Rebels, Chance Campbell, textbook strip and recovery. He's down for the calls already with a 51-yard score in the third. Top of the fourth with this one, Cooper, 110 yards, 3 touchdowns. Jiggy groovy, baby. When KJ Jefferson stands flat-footed, he's about to bomb one, son. Hornets got a punt again, putting Delta Devils inside their own 10, but no sweat. Eason on the other end of the rainbow is Ja'Cory Rankin. Yak, 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 yak. Eason was 12 of 25 for 315 yards.
Crank it up.
Gritty game. That's Brennan Blaylock, junior quarterback, but he's sacked by Montavian Artis. What a football name. Here we go. So we're at St. Joe, and I thought this was the third quarter, so it's a bomb. It's CJ Moore. He's bombing a prayer. And at this very moment, I'm wondering, what are they so excited about? It's the third quarter. And in this moment, I realized, oh, that's fourth quarter, 20 seconds remaining. That's Tri-County. It's 14-7, and they win like that, 14-7 in a final, in a heartbreak at St. Joe. And it's getting a little bit out of hand later, the second half, Houston up 7. Jamal Sheed, he's like, y'all been dunking too many. I'm going from distance. I'm spraying threes. We icing it. We out of here, son. Give me the conference champ. American Conference Championships are the Houston Cougars, 71-53. Now off a steal, Wildcats pushing up the court. Kayla White makes it easy, breezy. Morgan Beecham, this her only made 3. She'd have 14 points though, 5 for 9 from the floor. So it's 41s all around, 6 left in the third. When Zakiya Mahoney was blue, Hunned's money good per usual. There from 3, she had 21 points, 8 of 16, 27-17 balls then. DJ Smith doesn't go away easy with the triple. It's a 7-point game and a little bit of a discussion here. Somewhere in DJ's head, a voice rings, yo, my man, I live here, I eat here, I breathe here. It's a 5-point game, a little round robin here to move defenders off their mark a smidge so Josiah Claiborne can splash. It's a 2-point game and we're playing defense. Will Riley lays it in and it's a tie game. We've got 29s all around until blam, 8-4 GCS. There's 2 outs when senior Demi Slater is up for bat. Coach Buckner desires a consultation to temp check for intention. A few pitches into the at-bat. Slater and it lands where it needs to in right field. A walk-off win for the Devilettes, third walk-off victory in the past 5 home games, 7-14 overall, 4-1 at home. Daisy Page, Demi Slater, let's go. Hey, Coach Buckner, hey, talk to me, hey, talk to me, hey.
I was really just focused on staying in the game because, you know, we only can control the things that we can control.
Stay up and stay cool. There we go. If I may, for the NCAA tournament, for March Madness. This is the first year where March Madness was used for the women's side of the bracket as well, something long overdue. Women's basketball gets better every year because both the competition gets better and it gets better external treatment. More girls will play the game if the game's treated better. It's not difficult. UConn playing in their first championship since 2016. It seems strange, but it's true. And it took a double overtime win over NC State to get there, and that was a straight-up classic. One of the reasons Kobe's death hurt so much was because of the work he was still to do, and largely for the women's game with his daughter Gigi being a rising star. Rest in peace, Kobe and Gigi. Back to this year's tournament, though. Iowa, with one of the country's best players in Caitlin Clark, upset early in the tourney in Iowa by 10-seed Creighton, who in my opinion didn't get enough credit for their run, which felt a lot like St. Peter's on the men's side, who won on Peacock Day. But I understand the electricity being a little bit different. Now Coach K in his last year at Duke. Duke and UNC playing each other for the first time in the tournament. UNC was Coach K's first loss at Duke over 40 years ago and his last loss in this year's Final Four, bringing the record between the rivals to 50-50 in the Coach K era. That's called poetic. It's also called madness, and it's awesome, baby. I tried. Literally, though, glad Dickie V is still with us. That's our OG. And there's still Championship Monday. And can anyone say Chris Jenkins? You're no longer in overtime. Stay up and stay cool.
I'm from Saltillo, Coahuila.
I've got you. It's here where Orlando Fernandez fell in love with this sport of football.
I mean, I've been playing since I was 5 years old. So I was in school at that time, and one of my friends invited me to join the club in Mexico, Águilas Moradas.
It's no secret that what head coach Vincent Dancy and company are doing with Mississippi Valley State football this season is special. But it was against North Carolina Central on homecoming when things started to click for this kicking specialist and team.
Having the chance to put the last point to win the game, it was like, I didn't want to, when I was kicking, I was just thinking on relax, you know, like it's just an extra point. My holder, Connor, he was like, hey man, you do this every day. It's the best feeling ever, honestly. I mean, in my JUCO, we won some games, but we ended up with a losing streak, so it was like, it's been a year and a half without winning, you know.
The past year and a half, you can say that again. But Orlando, now the 2-time SWAC Special Teams Player of the Week, COVID hit hard, made it hard to get home, and made it hard for home to meet his newfound Delta Devil community.
It was like, you never know what's going to happen in the border. Like, they are the ones who decide.
Actually, COVID shut us down, and he ended up going back home to Mexico. And it was a true story. It was hard to get him back because of COVID. So we had to submit a lot of documentation to the embassy to get him back. But man, he's been first of all, a great person.
Borders were closed for tourist visas. So since I was an international, I had my student visa, they let me pass by, you know, like I'm good to go. But at the same time, like my dad and my mom wanted to come to see how the school is, you know, so it was like, they gave us, at the end of the day, the border, they gave us like a special permit for my parents to come and help me out to move my stuff in and everything.
And before he was the guy who broke records, he was this guy who grew up playing the skill positions. Place kicking wasn't the plan.
And during the spring break, the kicker got injured. They gave me the chance to, you know, try it out. And I just started making field goals out of nowhere. I didn't know how to kick.
You got a decade plus running routes.
Yes.
You got hands.
Yeah.
He's got the feet. Apparently he's got some hands. But 17, he's also got the brains.
Right now I'm doing engineering and technology management. I'm ready for graduate in May. Right now I'm very stressed I'm very stressed because we have a senior project going on. I don't like to write on English, not even Spanish either, but it's like, you know, hard for me, like get everything down, type, and then I have to be like translating it. I'm not a native like writer or in English, so it's hard for me like putting everything together, so it makes like more sense. So
Yep, on his way out of the classroom, still with eligibility left, but what will he do with it?
well, for sure I'm coming back next year. I mean, since Coach Dancy and this coaching staff, they're the only ones who give me a chance. I mean, so I'm here. I want to be part of. We are on the changing the culture, and I want to be part of it. You know.
Kanye West once said, "You got to know who you is, and you got to tell people who you are."
Who am I? Yeah. I'm just a little kid living his dream. You know. I never realized that I was gonna make it this far, especially when I had go back to Mexico, because I saw how hard it is to play at this level, and having just the chance, I'm just grateful. Thank God that he gave me this opportunity, and I'm taking advantage of it. Every day we can play this sport too. We don't play just soccer or baseball. We have good people in Mexico. We have talent.
Orlando Fernandez, and it's all good. For Delta News, I'm Marvin Parker Jr.